Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, and he's back. We got the one and only Millennial Mike. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I'm remembering my youth. That instant lunch, the cup of noodle shirt you got on there. It's
Yes.
yes, yes, yeah. There was a time where my choice was which cup of noodle do you want? And actually, for me, I guess it was ramen, right? Because we couldn't actually afford the cup of noodle.
Yeah.
That's like highbrow stuff. I had to get the
Yeah.
stuff in the
Yeah.
plastic wrap. Anyways, I also see your three cards there. Congratulations, three
Thank
cards.
you. Thank you. Add to the collection right over here.
Yeah, that's awesome, folks. That's a contest we started almost a year ago today to see if one rental at a time had any impact. And when we got to 500, I dyed my hair purple. We collected almost $15,000 for a food bank, and yeah, we did it. We got over 500. So thank you for being a part of it.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Well, you have a video coming out on your channel, so please give that a plug that I thought
Sure.
we should talk about. So what is your channel and what is the topic we're doing today?
So if you just type in Millennial Mike, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram and DM me if you'd like. But the video that I wanted to talk about with you today and that I'm releasing on my channel are the biggest mistakes that millennials have made, as millennials are now hitting 40 gross. There was an article that came out talking about the biggest mistakes millennials made. So I thought, why not expose myself for all of my stupidity? So I gave on my channel the 5 biggest mistakes I made. I thought today I'd share 2 with you if you're willing to share 2 with me.
Deal. Let's play some ping pong. I'm the host, so that means you go first.
Sure, no problem. So I think now these aren't in any order. I'm going to give you 2, but not my best 2 or my worst 2. But I'm going to go with one that I think was really, really impactful long term for me. And this was limiting beliefs. And what a limiting belief is it's just you don't believe or have confidence in yourself that you can do something, you're capable of doing something, and so you don't try. And how this really affected me is, for whatever reason, I had in my mind that I couldn't buy a house or buy real estate till I was older, till I was 23 or 24 or 25, because who's going to do business with a 19-year-old kid? Now, back when I was 19, YouTube was like 1 year old. Your channel didn't exist. Nobody's channel existed. I didn't have YouTube to go to and be like, wow, there's a whole bunch of other 18, 19, 20-year-olds out here buying real estate. That's just what I thought. And I didn't know who to ask, where to turn to. And so I held myself back. Now, for context, why this is so bad is because when I was 19 was in 2010, just coming out of the Great Recession. And I could have got
best time ever.
I know. I could have got my first house hack. I could have got houses here in Seattle for 150 grand that are now worth $1 million. And I could have been another Todd Baldwin. But instead, I told myself no. And in what you should do, and what I learned from that is make other people tell you no, whether that's with your career. I decided to apply for the SWAT team, even though I was never in the military. Got hired as the youngest person to get on that team with no military background. Make somebody else tell you no. Don't tell yourself no, because the limiting beliefs, you'll regret them later. So that's one of my biggest mistakes.
That is awesome. I hope people really, again, stop telling yourself, go make someone else say no. I think that is awesome. I'm going to try to bring up 2 things that none of my followers would really think about. So again, it's not going to be the stuff that I've shared before. And again, thank you for, I knew we were going to do this for a couple of days. So I had time to get quiet and think about this. So my biggest mistake that I don't think I have shared kind of in this context is, so I got married really young, right? I got married at 19, barely 19.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for whatever reason, thought that success was going to be working until I was 65. And if I'm lucky enough to retire, I saw my future as working 40 hours for 40 years for somebody else. My programming, my DNA, my experience, all of it said, be an employee. It's the only way to go. Work hard. And I had no comprehension of entrepreneurship, no comprehension of being investors. I was hardwired seemingly to work 40 hours for 40 years to live on 40%. My father, who was the income generator for most of my life, always told me he was going to die at work. And for me, I thought that was a badge of honor. In reality, looking back, it's because he's horrible with freaking money. right? He doesn't know how to live below his means to save his life.
Mhm.
So my biggest mistake rolling out was, all right, I'm going to work 40 hours, 40 years for somebody else. So what did I do? Well, I got a college education. Why? Because I thought I'd get better pay as a college education. Why did I get a master's degree? Same freaking reason. Until I was 30 years old and I lost 80% of my money, I thought I was living the American dream. And it's a freaking nightmare, right? Nightmares are dreams.
Yes.
I was in a nightmare, and I was so happy. I was so comfortable. And I was brainwashed. I was wrong. I mean, again, if I would have come in with the mindset I have now, I could have been financially free by 25.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
just
And that hurts.
crazy. Yeah. Dude. And I was at 45, but that's 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my biggest mistake. It is, again, having a mindset where like you're hardwired to work 40 hours for 40 years. And that's like you won.
Mhm.
That is so sad to think about now.
Mhm.
So disappointed in myself.
It is. I have begun to refer to it. The American dream is not the American dream. I like the American nightmare, but I go with the financial matrix.
Ooh.
And you have to unplug yourself from the matrix. You have to take the financial red pill and recognize that what they're doing and what you were doing isn't working. Pull yourself out, and then that'll give you the power to operate within the system that's already created, but do it better than everybody else.
Well said. Well said. What's your number 2?
So the second one, and this is a good piece of advice that you've talked about in your channel before, and that's the sad reality that most employers are willing to pay significantly more money to get a new employee than to
Yes.
retain an existing employee. So I sat around from age 18 to 25 at the same company. Now I got promotions and I got advancements and I got paid more. But according to Google, the average person picks up 15% increase in pay from switching from one job to the next. And most people are getting between 10 to 20%. So if you're asking yourself, do you want to make more money? Don't try to get it where you're currently working. Go find another job with someone else, because ramping up your income so that you can then put it into real estate is how you leave the rat race and unplug from the financial matrix and do better in your life. So please look for other options. It's easier now than ever. Indeed.com. You get online and just type stuff in and they come to you. That didn't exist 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but now you don't have an excuse.
Yeah, I love that one. It's so true. Again, I was that hiring manager. I could give my best of the best 3, maybe 5% in an odd year. I routinely paid people that I recruited from competitors 20% more is probably the low. I paid one guy 50% more.
Yeah.
Right. I want that number one guy. I'm going to pay up because I'm going to hurt my competitor and bring over that knowledge. So yeah, it's a great one. So the second one, for me, if you follow my channel close enough, you may have picked up on it, but I've never said it this way. I don't think. My second biggest mistake is for a decade of my life, I was focused on the wrong number. And what it was the wrong number, it was income. That was the only number I was worried about. I thought my happiness relied on what my W-2 said at the end of the year when I filed my taxes. That is so brain dead stupid. That is so wrong. Oh my God, that was dumb. It's just so stupid I was. It's not about income. It is about disposable income. It's not even about net income. It's not even like, just gross minus taxes. It's freaking disposable income. Life is, you want to have less financial stress, have more disposable income. You want to have options, have more disposable income. You want to start investing in real estate, have disposable income. It's all about disposable income. And what people don't realize is you could impact disposable income 2 ways. 2 ways. One, you could make more money. Right? Go work for a competitor.
Yes.
Go get a side hustle. Right? Make more money. Number 2, live on less. Make different choices. You should not be buying a $40,000 car when you make 28 grand a year. I did that. Right? There's just because they can give you a loan doesn't mean you should get the loan. You know, you want to go get $100,000 in student debt to make $40,000 a year. They're going to give you the loan. It's a bad deal.
Mm.
It's so, again, I was focused. And again, it was a race. It was a hustle. I always wanted to make more income. Why? I have no idea. I was programmed that way, I guess. Again, I should have unplugged with the matrix. I love that. Folks, you want to have a better financial future. Figure out your disposable income and then double it and then triple it. If you can 10x your disposable income, you will be happier because you can take care of the emergency. You can make a donation. You could do this. You could buy an asset. So those are my two. And again, my life would have been so different if I came out of high school with those two. And then if I had yours as well, I could have been financially free by 25. 25, not 45. Crazy.
What you don't know, well, first of all, you don't know what you don't know. But what you don't know is what gets you killed, unfortunately. So,
dude, I had an econ degree from a great university. I got a master's degree. I studied accounting. I can read an income statement, a balance sheet, a cash flow statement. None of this stuff. It's so annoying to look back at how financially stupid I was. So, where can people find you? Because you have a list of 5 and we've only got a tease of 2. Where can we go find all 5?
I genuinely hope, and I don't plug myself this hard that often, but the reason you should follow me is because on my channel, I am as raw and transparent as possible. I will give you things that are not sugar-coated. The garbage mistakes that I made, you want the other 3, including following Dave Ramsey and some other things, then go check out my channel. It's Millennial Mike. Just type it into YouTube. I'll put a link for my video in the description of this when it comes out. And as always, Mike, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.